problem. All right, got the link. All right.
Yeah, it looks much better than last week.
What's up, everybody?
Doing my best. I don't think YouTube's getting any audio but me. I hear myself coming through.
I don't know. I'm not on YouTube, so.
See, okay. Can you hear me now?
I can always hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, Trez?
There's a couple seconds delay. Hang on. Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, okay. So, anyway, welcome back, Lancer and Trez. Thank you for coming on tonight's show as well. And for all of you out there in YouTube land, tonight we're gonna try to do a remake of that episode that we missed out last week. Our video was cut short to 45 minutes due to some unexpected glitches. I don't know if probably on my end, but it could be also the network. Who knows? But anyway, let's just start with Lancer. Lancer, you have some interesting casting choices for the upcoming Robotech live action movie. And
yes, sir.
yeah,
we got some great choices.
Yes. So let me get you started with Water Fox here. I got the Water Fox. It's by a black screen right now, correct? Yeah.
All right, let's see. How do I just...
Okay. Hold on a second here. I'm just loading up Water Fox right now. And I'll bring up the little file that you had. Let me put this back on full screen for now. Okay. So as my WaterFox browser's opening up, Lancer, can you give us a little bit of discussion about what you did for some of the panels that you did regarding your discussion about your choices for the Robotech live action casting?
Okay, well, I opened it up to the fandom, which is you guys out there. Went on to a couple of pages, forums on Facebook, and talked to other various people who I know in the Robotech community, and we came up with a who's who in acting if we were going to be doing a live action. Now, with all adaptations, as everyone knows, you can either go one of two routes. You can either go what Pacific Rim did, which was have one big actor and then everyone else, quote unquote, no names, so that a movie can just be on its own merit and have that one actor that people say, I want to go see Idris Elba. That's a cool guy to see. And then go in and be completely shocked that Pacific Rim was actually a decent movie. Or you can go the Batman route, aka the Dark Knight trilogy route, which is just put every single big name star you can conceivably think of and stick them in a role and pray that they actually have some chemistry and that they can act. And lo and behold, Dark Knight trilogy is arguably the greatest superhero trilogy ever created by man. So we went the second route, which was go all in. If I was going to producing and other people who had their way put in big stars and big names to do our Robotech movie, this is what we would do.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So, which conventions did you unveiled your casting choices? Like, this was this year or last year that you did this?
We did this year over at Toy Robo in
Okay,
Pasadena,
okay,
and we unveiled it there. So this will be the second time that we have done this for a full audience, hoping to do this in more uh, conventions as we go down the road.
okay, okay. And what was the fan reaction to what your ideas were regarding the casting choices? Were some of them like agreeing with your choices, or did they have their own choices in mind in terms of who may be better suited for a particular role?
Oh, well, like everybody, everyone has their opinion. Some were spot on, if I do say so myself. Others were met with mixed reactions. But then again, I was looking at, does the actor look the part? Also, can the actor actually act the part? This is all, of course, assuming that the writing is spot on and the director is spot on and the special effects. This is all things being equal and it's a perfect world. So,
Yeah, true, true. Alrighty, well, I got WaterFox on. I'm gonna see if I could link it to that one particular file here. All right, I think we got it running. Yes, yes, sir, we do. Okay, so okay, I got the first main page, which is the Protoculture Con, and I guess you want me to go through page one, Lancer?
yeah, let's go to. I'm bringing it up on my end because I don't see the feed that everyone else sees.
Okay, well, I'll read it up then. It
Okay.
says Robotech. Brian Lancer, correctly if I'm wrong, it's spoken as Dowdle.
Yeah, Dowdle. Yes.
Dado, okay. And Webster Max Ware, Robotech Black Ops. And you have a little tribute to Donald D, who passed away recently. Uh, Lancer, can you speak anything about regarding Donald?
Yeah, Don was a consummate guy who went to a lot of different cons, and a lot of people throughout the community, not just Robotech, but in all of conventions, were fond of Donald, and he was just a really cool guy. And my thoughts and my prayers and my condolences go out to his family and his friends. He was a great artist and a great person. So, Don, You the man.
Okay, thank you, Lancer. The next page, the next slide is the Robotech retrospect.
Yes. So this is how we start into it. The first part, if you go to slide 5, was our little joke because if you were a fan of the original Macross, when the Zor's Battle Fortress, uh, well, it's not called Zor's Battle Fortress in Macross, but when the alien spaceship crashed on Earth, uh, it was originally known as Alien Spaceship One, and if Carl Masek didn't change the acronym, it would have been known as ASS1 or AS1. So,
Yeah, yeah,
if, could you imagine a whole bunch of kids back in '85 going, "Mommy, mommy, can I please have AS1?" Wait, what?
yeah. Because in Japanese, ass doesn't have any specific meaning. I'm assuming in their language, so they could get away with it for sure.
Oh, that would have been a very funny presentation over at Toys R Us. Yeah, press check on Ask One, press check on Ask One. But but lo and behold, if you go to the next slide, they of course did change it to the SDF one, as we all know. That is a lot better and won't get you in trouble by your parents. So,
Yeah, true, true.
so
I like the SDF one. Actually, I like the acronym. Actually, it's kind of ingenious because it sounds isn't the SDF one SDF also the Japanese Defense Force name? They have special force. I think they call their
yeah,
Japan.
yeah, Special Defense Force or something like that.
Yeah, in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's kind of
So that's
cool.
another nice little homage that Masek did.
Yeah, yeah,
So
true.
so I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
So if we go on to the next thing, we have the fan casting, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, this is the
the fact.
casting for all of the Macross saga, and this is the spoiler. This is, or I should say, that's the uh, um,
For
uh,
the Robotech live action movie, you got
yes,
basically you're assuming that the first movie is going to be based strictly on the Macross saga, correct?
yes, and we're not doing all three. We can do all three generations, but right now we're just focusing on the Macross saga.
Okay, so
So,
I'll move over to the next slide, and the next slide is the women of the RDF, which are Min
yes,
May, Lisa Hayes, and Claudia.
yes. So first one that we look at, these are the female leads, as you say,
Yeah,
and
the women of the RDF.
the first one is Lin Minmay,
Yes.
and this is probably one of the most difficult, if not deceptively easy picks for uh, for this movie because Minmay, you can go one of two routes. You can go the Selena route, which Jennifer Lopez comes in and she lip syncs all of Selena's songs, or you can actually get an actress who knows how to sing and get her to play the role. So we, looking at that, the fandom came up with two different choices. One
Is
was,
Kamiko Glenn?
yes, on the left, and she is from Orange is the New Black fame, and the other is Haley Steinfeld, who is of she's going to be in the upcoming movie Bumblebee. And if you've seen the movies Pitch Perfect 2 and 3, she was in that as well. And Haley could actually sing, so if you wanted to go that route. Now I'm sure some people are like, well, Lancer, Haley's not Chinese or Japanese. Okay, but when has Hollywood ever stuck to the actual nationality of whoever that they're actually casting? So, I mean, remember
Perish the
they,
thought.
yes, because remember they did cast a white woman as Asian in some movie. I can't remember who it was, but it was uh, the woman who played uh, Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, Gwen Stacy. What's her name? I know you're talking about Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Uh, yeah, no, the one before it.
Oh,
Andrew Garfield versions.
oh, that one. Sorry. Not. I know who you're talking about. She did.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Trez, help me out.
Sorry,
Trez, help me out.
It was Emma Stone.
Emma
Thank
Stone.
you. Emma
Yes.
Stone. They cast Emma Stone in some movie where she's supposed to be playing an Asian woman, and everyone looked at her red hair, pale self and said, no.
I will not hear a word against my red goddess.
Hey, you know what?
Moving along.
I love her too, but she's not Asian.
I,
She
I
can learn.
I have a thing for her. I really do. She's.
Who
I think.
doesn't?
I think she's very attractive.
Yes, she is,
Yeah.
but
So.
she's not Asian. That's the only point I'm saying. She's not Asian.
Yes.
so
Yeah.
so if you want to go that route, I'm sure there are many Asian actresses who can sing. I mean, you hear it all the time in all of the Macross uh, sequels that have come out over the years. So if any of them were cast, hey, more power to Hollywood. Good job. Good on them. So that's who we have for Midnight.
I have a quick question, Lancer.
Yes, sir.
When you came up with these names, were you thinking about like the reboot as a almost like trying to keep it as close as possible to the way the characters are portrayed in the series, or were you thinking about maybe some of the changes that would because it is an adaptation of a story that maybe you could do some changes and have some liberties with changing the characters in terms of their roles. Just kind of like Battlestar Galactica, how they made Starbuck a woman and was it Commander Kane also a woman? Like do you think something like that? We were thinking along those lines as well.
Uh,
Uh,
okay.
uh,
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
uh,
All right. See, look, as I guess some people would say a Robotech purist, even though Macross fans would say I'm being blasphemous right now. When I first saw Battlestar Galactica, I was one of those people who said, a curse on their houses for making Starbuck a woman. And, I wanted my cigar smoking, womanizing, holy frack, great ace pilot, to be a guy. Because, damn it, that was Starbuck. And then
Yes.
they made him a woman. But then as I watched the series and actually saw uh, her act, I realized that, you know what, she played a damn good Starbuck.
Yeah, she
and
did.
so I wasn't upset at it anymore. But my initial reaction, I have to admit, was don't, kill the canon. Don't mess with it like that. So I would have to say, if you want to put butts in the seats and not scare the fandom away like they did when they said Ben Affleck was Batman, then you need to leave the casting alone and let the casting be what it needs to be. So that's
True.
just my 2 cents.
True. All right, thank you, Lancer. Okay, for our next character that Lancer here has cast as Lisa Hayes.
Yes,
So
for Lisa, you need to have a very strong woman. And I'm not talking physically, I'm talking about emotionally, I'm talking about personality wise, I'm talking about someone who can stand toe to toe, not just with the captain, but with any other male actor that she comes across with. And you just say, damn, you go, girl. So my very first thought when I thought of this was, of course, Miss Haley Atwell from Agents, or I should say from Agent
Agent of
Carter.
Agent of Carter, yeah. Agent
Agent
of Shield,
Carter,
Agent of
or
Shield, Agents of
yeah,
Shield.
Agent of Shield. I was about to say,
Yeah.
but Captain America fame, and not only is Haley Atwell, a great actor, she's also beautiful, and that fits everything that Lisa Hayes is. She's strong. She can hold her own against the men. in the world. And if you ever watched Agent Carter, she was my initial first choice for Lisa Hayes. But then some people might say, well, Lancer, Haley Atwell may be too old. Because theoretically in Robotech, everybody with the exception, and I'm talking about humans, were in their either early 20s or late teens. And Lisa was supposed to be, I think, at max 24 years old, I believe it was. So Haley Atwell does not fit that. So if you wanted to fit that bill, but still have a strong woman in the role, then you would go to Melissa Benoist. Yes, Supergirl, um, as Lisa Hayes. And when I heard this suggestion from one of the fans, I immediately thought about it and said, you know what, that could work. I could live with Supergirl being Lisa Hayes. I can see that. I don't know what you guys think.
I think what sells Mosa to me, I think, is the eyes. Well, because the photo that you submitted in here, she has those kind of like slender eyes that Lisa kind of has. You know how Lisa's eyes are kind of smaller, beady, but yeah, I could see it. I could see like from the nose up. Yes, I could see that.
Well, it's a good thing we have to show her entire,
No, no,
body
no.
in the
Yeah,
movie.
no, no. Reconnecting now. Okay, reconnected successfully. Okay, I just lost it for a second there. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, sorry about that.
good.
So it should still be
So,
streaming.
Trez, you got any 2 cents you want to throw in here?
For Lisa,
Yeah.
my biggest thing is the actress has to be able to be both in charge and like vulnerable and be able to play somewhat stiff because that was her character. She was very heavily influenced by her father and being in the military. So, she doesn't strike me as a very girly girl. So, I don't know if there's an actress out there with some kind of experience like that who
Would
can
you
pull both of
say?
those ends off.
Sorry, Trez. Would you say that she's kind of uptight because of the situation between her and her father?
Oh, definitely. You know, someone who has that kind of who can do that range.
Right. I can
That
see that.
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I can see that. That makes total sense. You are spot on in your analysis there, Trez. So, if you have an actress who can pull that off, please.
It's gonna
Hey,
be it's gonna be a tough find in finding that in a younger actress. I think.
I think I found one that would suit the role. She plays Alara on the Orville. The
Okay,
actress's name is Halston Sage. I don't know if you're familiar with the series the Orville.
excellent show. Everybody
Yes.
should watch that right now.
Yeah. If you like classic Next Generation, yeah, that's yeah Star Trek. But
okay. Well, she's cute. That's all I know about
yeah,
her.
she's attractive. But there's an episode. I suggest you watch the series, and there's one episode where her character has to be put in a position of power. So she's like a command. She has to be captain for this one particular episode and take over the control of the ship, and the way she portrays and handles herself in that episode, especially the running scenes, kind of remind me of Lisa during episode 36 when Chiron was doing his attack on the SDF-1, and she was running towards from the SDF-1 to the SDF-2, supposedly. That scene where she's like, trying to take control and a lot of stuff is happening and she doesn't know what to do, but then she, found Captain Global. She did a similar kind of thing in the Orville, which was kind of cool. I thought, and then when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, she could be Lisa Hayes.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
All right.
all right. So we'll go to our next uh, actress, and that is
Yes.
Claudia Grant.
Yes, Claudia Grant. Now, some people could say, insert any African American female here. No, she has to be the mother type, like the mother type figure. Someone who was learned, someone who is a military veteran or who can play a military veteran, someone who's wise beyond her years. And I think if you look at the picture of Claudia Grant, well, for me, only one actress came to mind, and that was Kerry Washington. And if you've watched, uh,
Scandal.
thank you, Scandal on television, you know that Kerry Washington can pretty much hold her own with anybody. So this is my first claim to victory of winning the internet. So so Kerry Washington would be my Claudia Grant. If you wanted to have someone who was older, my choice would be Angela Bassett. AKA, she was the Queen of Wakanda. Uh, for those of you who do not know her work, she's of course been in many other pictures throughout her career, and she's a hell of an actress. Uh, so if you wanted to go older, I'd go her. If you wanted to go in the correct age range, I think Kerry Washington would definitely pull this off.
She's a very attractive woman. I love those eyes.
Yes. So,
All
Trez,
right. So next, the next one. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. Let's see what Trez would say regarding his casting ideas.
Definitely, I like her. Another good option would be Dominique Tipper from The Expanse.
Ooh. Oh, that
I do
is.
not know her. Hold on. What's her
Oh
name?
my
Yeah,
God.
Dominique Tipper.
I, you know what? I love that show too. I love that show.
I hate her hair in that show, but
But no,
otherwise,
but the motherly factor, like
she's the mother hen of the show,
yeah,
definitely.
she is. What's the name of the ship that they're flying?
The Rocinante.
The Rocinante, yes. And she's like kind of like the genius mechanic on the show that helps like keep the crew together because the crew is like a mishmash of like different characters and she's kind of like yeah, she's like the mother. She keeps them together and she's also the brains too. That people don't realize in the series. But
Hey,
you're a
by the
big
way,
fan of The Expanse, aren't you, Trez?
I'm sorry.
Say again?
You're a huge fan of the series The Expanse, right?
Oh yes, definitely. Read all the books, seen the show. Very happy with the fact that I got picked up by Amazon on apparently on Jeff Bezos's order. Apparently he's a big fan too. It's
Yeah,
another
because
one,
they were canceled for a while, right? They were going to be canceled by Sci-Fi Channel, weren't they?
Yeah, they were ending it at the end of the last season, and the it was just an unprofitable deal for Sci-Fi. I think it's on Netflix everywhere else but the U.S. And
Yeah.
so the showrunners shopped it around, and I think Amazon Prime picked it up. Was the last I heard.
Okay. Well, you know what? I
So
want to I want to bring something into the show regarding The Expanse. I think if they ever decided not to do the Robotech live action movie, I think in the next couple of years, I think it would be possible to do a live action Robotech TV series. The
oh,
way
definitely.
because the way
Yeah.
I've seen the technology is progressing and the way that people are kind of absorbing space operas on the television medium, I think something like Robotech could be possibly done as a TV series. And now that I believe they're making the Mandalorian live action Star Wars TV series coming out in a year or two, I think.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah.
So they're
Yeah,
making a
with the excess of shows like Game of Thrones and The Expanse, these long, um, very large tales, Robotech fits right into that.
yes,
So
the
I could
perfect
definitely see that. If HBO picked it up, I would not have any problem with it. The guys who were doing the new Voltron animated show, if they wanted to do an animated remake, I wouldn't have any problem with that. They've done a very good job. The only
oh
bad part of that show is the goofy robotic lions. Everything else is great.
yeah.
You don't like
You
the
know,
lions in the
Give me a second, guys.
Voltron Legendary Defender?
I've never been a fan. Sorry. I watched it for the Roy cameo, and the rest of the show was really good. So I kind of just suffer through it.
You suffered through the lions.
through
Okay,
the lions.
we will agree to disagree on that one.
You
That's
know what?
fine. That's me. That's
I like
100% on me.
it. I like the new Voltron. I just wish they had the vehicle Voltron as well because I think that
No,
no.
no,
Okay, I'm done.
no, no, no,
Anyway,
no.
let's go back. Let's go back to our
Oh,
let's go back
I'm
to our show here. So I think we're done with Kerry Washington. We agree that she would be a good choice to play the role as Claudia. And the next slide is the Woman of the Zentradi.
Yes.
So
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 now you get to our female antagonists, as you will. Now, these women, honestly, they can be of any uh, sexual orientation. They can be of any nationality. I mean, quite honestly, if they made Miria, you know, gay, I know some people would be pissed because of the whole Max thing. But you know what? If
yeah.
there's
That would be a problem for the Dana Sterling fans too.
yeah, there would. But you know what? We can figure it out. So the first one of these is Azonia. Now, obviously, she needs to be a strong woman, acting wise, and can hold her own. Now, 25 years ago, back in the 90s, this would have been easy. This would have been Lucy Lawless, hands down. She would have been Azonia. Period. End of story. Everyone would have been like, Xena, yeah, woo! Fast forward to the early to mid aughts, I would have picked Trisha Helfer, aka on BSG number 6. Um, Tall, and she's just, oh dear God, just drop dead gorgeous. But she can, of course, also hold her own against anybody. I mean, look what she did to Baltar through the entire series. I mean, that was just a mind boop throughout the entire thing. So, if you wanted to have any other picks, you can also go with Ming Na Wen. Those of you who are Agents of Shield fans or Mulan fans, and of course, she can kick butt and take names. If you wanted to go maybe a little bit older, you can go with Michelle Yeoh. And if you noticed, uh, pod podcast friends, and also those of you on chat, what's up, y'all? Uh, all of these women can hold their own, and they are all extremely good actresses.
okay, I just lost the feed for the WaterFox browser, so the pictures are just not showing up right now. It's taking a while to
No!
load. No, like the stream is going fine. It's taking a long time to load the photos. So so what I'm
It's
gonna
okay.
do?
I'll just keep saying the names. I got it right here on mine.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So Ming Na Wen and Michelle Yeoh would be great choices, as well as, and as I said before, Lucy Lawless or Trisha Helfer. Um, Trez, if you have any choices for Zonia.
Um, I think that the choice. I think the Zentradi should be a triumvirate that can match each other's intensity. So whoever we pick for Azonia is going to depend a lot on who's going to be Britai and who's going to be Chiron, because they all have to be able to match each other's intensity. Preferably, someone who's kind of in the same physicality range as the other two. Exodore and Miria less so because they go off and do their own things. But if it were me, I would be looking at all three of those together because
Okay,
they do
so
spend a lot of time playing off of each other in the show.
like an
Um,
ensemble type of thing.
yeah, people. I mean, whoever it is, they have to be able to work and sell it as a set. I don't think any one of them is more important than the others, other than
Okay.
Britai being the tallest.
Okay, we got our Michelle Yeoh and Ming Na Wah back, as well as Lucy Lawless and Trisha Helfer.
All right, cool.
Okay, so carry on.
Next, we have Miria Perina, our ace Zentradi pilot, and she is the, of course, love interest of Matt Sterling, although be it literally in a knife point. But this woman, of course, has to be physically um, active to do the role, as in doing her own stunts. uh, as well as, of course, being a looker. So my first two choices that came off the bat. Those of you who are, of course, also Marvel fans, again, as you notice, there's a lot of Marvel or BSG influence here. Chloe Bennett would be one of the choices uh, for Miria. Another one, of course, and we were just talking about her. Miss Katie Sackhoff, Starbuck herself, could also pull off Miria as well. Both of these ladies are can pull off the physical attribute, and I'm not talking about looks. So get your heads out of the gutter. I'm talking about physically can kick someone's butt. So these two women can do that, and of course they can also act. So that's also a good thing. So
So
those would be my first choice. Two choices.
yeah, they're pretty good choices. I was actually thinking Katie Sackhoff for Dana Sterling for the longest time when she had that short hair in BSG back in the day.
She's not ditzy,
No, 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 but I'm sure but she could probably play the role if she wanted to. Probably can play the role actually.
and she's not 18.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. But I mean,
And I don't
back in the day during BSG days.
even back in the day when GSG days, she didn't look 18.
Yeah,
Probably when she was 18, she didn't look 18.
yeah, probably. But I had a particular actress to play Miria. I was thinking Camilla Bell from Push and 20,000 BC.
What was her name
Okay.
again?
Camilla Bell.
Huh. Okay.
Like
I
she's
don't
still
think I've
rel
ever seen her before.
No. Yeah. I have a couple of movies here with her in it, and I thought she would be ideal to play the role as Miria because she's a very attractive woman, but she can act. But I don't think Miria as a character is going to have a lot of screen time uh, for a 2.5 hour movie. So I figured you need somebody who could do a little bit of a couple of lines here and there and set up enough of a story so that way you could find a way to hook her up or insinuate that she's hooked up with Max in the movie, depending on whether or not the movie is focused on Rick or if it's focused on Max. If it's focused on Max, then that she'll probably play a prominent role in the movie. But we'll see what happens with the story. Anyway, that's your choices for Miria.
Yes, sir.
And the next one is the Robotech characters you love to hate.
Let me
Yes.
throw in one for Miria real quick.
Go for it, sir.
I was going to recommend a fun one. I think her name is Palm Clementif. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I know who you're talking about.
She
Really?
played Mantis in Guardians of the
Really?
Galaxy.
Interesting choice.
Well, she does kind of quirky and funny, and I can see them doing a big budget movie where Miria is going to spend some time as a fish out of water, in
Oh,
addition to the
okay.
other thing
Yeah,
doing.
I could see that. I could see that.
And this actress, she has an unusual look about her, very much so magnified for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think Miria needs to definitely have her own striking appearance. That's
But
going
I
to set
hope
her
she doesn't
apart.
have that voice though.
Oh yeah, I mean
I
that's
want to hear her. I
obviously.
want to hear her real voice. Because right now, hearing her voice in Avengers or in Guardians, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean she's done a lot of other stuff. She was what was she been in? Trying to find something recent. Hackers Game,
Hey,
Old
Matt.
Boy. I mean she's pretty young, so she's good for
Memo.
the timeline too.
I've been here. I just been kind of quiet. You guys, let me cut in for a bit. I guess nobody's paying attention to the YouTube chat. We got Kei Saki.
Okay.
It was jumped in.
Oh,
TZ.
Case of Callaway. Case on Dojo. What's up, homie?
You got TZM Hero. They've been chatting all about everything you've been talking. So I'm like, I better let these guys know. Give them a thanks for joining us. They're also replying to your guys' chat. So sorry about that, guys.
No,
I was
Memo.
looking for an opening to let you guys know, but I'm like, oh, I better do it now before, you know. Uh,
No, you
what
know
do you
what, Kay? Sorry, Memo. If they say anything cool, jump in with the comments, please. And
Yeah,
Kay,
yeah. All I'm gonna do is just what do you call it? Go with the comments that they're posting. That way, ignore me if you want or whatever.
oh, we do that anyway. But okay. But hey, Kay, shout out to you and your family. Much love, homie. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming out, buddy.
Yeah, he says, Lancer, you're crazy. Sakov isn't too stoic enough, or stoic? Stoic?
Stoic, yeah.
Stoic. Uh,
Yeah.
Stoic. Stoic is the studios that did the computer graphic animation for Battlestar. Stoic Studios.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they. I think they were the first season or two.
Huh,
Yes, they
cool.
did the CG. Anyway, so
All right.
romantic characters you love to hate.
All right. So let's go with the very first one that everybody just wants to throw up against a wall and smack and bitch slap everywhere. That's Lynn Kyle. Now, Lynn Kyle, of course, the cousin of Lynn Minmay. And this is the guy who, you look at this dude and you do just want to bitch slap him across the park. So the person I thought of who has played a guy who is very annoying and can do that would be Adam Devine or Adam Devine, whichever how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it.
Adam
Um,
Devine.
yeah, he can play the a hole, and if you've seen Pitch Perfect, you do want to smack him. Or if you've seen Workaholics, he just plays that annoying guy very well. Uh, and I think people would just want to say, "Yeah, that's Lynn Kyle. We want to hit him." So put in an actor who you just want to hit, and that's what this guy would be.
Okay. I'm just
And
I'm just
then,
waiting for the update on the program. It's taking a while to load. So just for the pictures.
Trez, what do you think?
He's got to be someone who's like conceivably a cousin of whoever you pick for Min May. So I don't
That
know
is true. That is true.
I don't know that Devine fits that mold. Maybe somebody like a Skylar Aston has that kind of look, or insert good-looking guy who's not going to get a lot of screen time here. He has to be
But
good-looking
Hey, I have a
and be able
question.
to throw a kick.
I have a question. Now here's a question I have. Is Lin Min Mei born from multiracial parents?
I don't know.
Because like I always thought that the mom might be like Caucasian, and then the father is like Japanese or sorry, Chinese. And I thought, because of the international nature of like movies these days, where you got to support larger markets like China, I was thinking, well, if Lin, if Lin, sorry, Kyle Lin is like a cousin, then he could be different in terms of facial features, because like one of the two might be like a mixed from like two different cultures.
I can see that.
And considering that if you look at the Macross saga, and it always seems like they kind of promote that like interracial, like with Claudia and Roy and Miria and Max. Why not?
Well,
I can see that.
Disney's perfected that digital de-aging. Maybe they'll have a digital de-whiting that they can throw in there. We'll get Zac Efron in there, and he'll just
here's the
knock it out of the
scary
park.
thing. Here's the scary thing. The de-aging thing, they did that with the Avengers when Tony Stark was in that holographic simulator, seeing
Kurt
his
Russell
dad.
and Guardians of
Yeah,
the Galaxy.
yeah. Sorry,
That looked.
was it
Kurt
Guardians?
Russell looked like spot on.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
Because in Tron, it was not ready.
Right. Right.
Tron was not ready. They should have taken one look at that and said, no, it's not ready. Skip it. It's gonna weird people out. But
Don't forget
Guardians of the
Michael
Galaxy
Douglas.
2, that was perfect.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Michael Douglas in Ant-Man.
And
Yeah,
same,
Michael Douglas looked good in Man.
yeah, and same thing with Robert Downey Jr. when he did Tony Stark, a young Tony Stark with his father and mother, and they showed that. Oh, that was a Captain America, was that? Captain America?
That was
The with
Civil War.
the Civil War. That was Civil War. Yeah, and that looked really cool. Like you could see the technology is there to make these actors far younger on screen, almost to the approaching when they were first starting filming. Because like last time I saw Robert Downey Jr. look that young was probably in the movie uh, whatchamacallit, what's it, Weird Science? I think it was Weird
Oh
Science
God.
with Val
Yes.
Kilmer.
Yes.
No, that wasn't with Val Kilmer.
Weird Science?
Not
No,
Weird
Weird
Science.
Science.
Yeah, he was one of the bullies. He was one of
He
the
was one of the
bullies that
bullies.
In
that
Weird Science, yes. Yes, he was with uh, Anthony Michael Hall. Yeah.
yes, yes. So anyway, so yeah, so you have Adam Devine, and the next actor. Actually, I want to ask Trez, who were you thinking for the role of Kyle Lynn? Lynn Kyle,
Like I
sorry.
said, I don't have my heart set on anybody. I mean, if I threw a dart at a dartboard, this guy Skylar Astin looks pretty close to the part. You can kind of fudge him around the edges. You know, anyone that's kind of a mixed ancestry, I think would be a good, you know, the young hotness, whichever one you want to pluck one out of a field. I don't care.
Yeah, you
He's
could
not gonna get a lot of screen time.
insert actor here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this next actor, though, this next character needs to be a home run, and that's Chiron the Backstabber. This character needs to be a home run because this is the top three, and this is your main bad guy. This is your main antagonist. So if you wanted to go an older, more seasoned veteran actor, go with Jason Isaacs, aka Lucius Malfoy, aka Captain. Oh, what was his name? Captain.
Was he Captain Tyler or something on Discovery? Was it Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler Taylor something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you know, of course, all British actors have to be evil. So
The only interesting character on Discovery. Continue.
yeah. So yes, Jason Isaacs. If you wanted to go the older route, if you wanted to go a little bit more, let's say, sinister, Ewan Ewan Rion. He was Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones. I think this actor could be a great Chiron. Just watch him in Game of Thrones. I mean, that whole maniacal ruthlessness, that sadistic way that he played Ramsay Bolton is just it's scary. It is scary, and you want to see him die. And Chiron's is one of those guys that you love him to be bad, but you do want to see him get blown up. And Rion could do that. Another actor who could pull this off, if you want to go a different type of evil, but has the best facial expressions, and Mav, this is perfect for you with the eyes.
He has the psychotic eyes.
Yeah, is Andrew Scott. He was in the most recent Spectre movie, James Bond. But those of you who are Sherlock Holmes fans, this is Moriarty. And Andrew Scott, he is a great character actor. This man could also just be one of those more quiet Chiron. And it depends on whichever the director wants to go. Do you want it to be, sadistic over the top? Then you go with Rion. If you want to go the whole quiet, sinister type, I would say go with Scott, because then he'll have with the spatial expressions, and he could go over the top with those eyes and his movements. It's quite scary when he goes there.
I have a question, Lancer.
Yes, sir.
Is Andrew Scott British?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, like how's his voice, his accent like? Like, can he pull off a Chiron esque kind of like?
Well, Chiron doesn't actually per se have an accent, but if you just being able to. Oh, and he's Irish actually,
Oh, okay.
Andrew Scott. But you know, but his voice is quite scary.
I,
when he
I
when
I have something like when I see his this profile picture that you have here in your in this slide. I look at him and I think I could see him with long hair, like Chiron, and he would kind of look like Loki from the Avengers. What's his name?
yes,
He would look at with the long hair. He would have that,
yes,
but more sinister.
yes,
Yeah.
and the way that um that the way that Tom Hiddleston pulled off Loki
Oh,
is similar to how you would pull off Chiron.
yes.
They're both just that mischievous types of actor, and I think if Hiddleston was no longer part of Marvel at this time, I would not mind him being Chiron. I either. I mean, everyone would say, "Look, he's Chiron." No, no, no. This Tom Hiddleston's just that badass of an actor.
Hey, Lancer, you know what I
Yes,
would
sir.
do? You know what I would do instead with Hiddleston?
Go for it.
I would save Doctor Who and put him as Doctor Who. If you want to save the Doctor Who series, I would put him as Doctor Who.
Okay, I don't watch Doctor Who. Sorry, I can't jump on that bad one. And I'm sorry.
No?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
you're
I
not a
tried
Doctor Who
watching
fan?
it. I tried watching it. Couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry,
Okay.
Whovians.
That's okay. All right, so that's Andrew Scott. Was one of the suggestions for the role of Chiron, as well as Iwan Rion.
Yeah.
And
Trez, you got anybody?
yeah,
Chiron's tricky. Just depends on what they want to do with him. Going back to the Game of Thrones, they might want to take a chance and give it to Daniel Portman. You may remember him as Podrick, but
Really?
go on IMDb and look at his headshot right now. Like he's got like the facial structure. I think he could do it if he did good in testing. If you wanted to go with like a younger, very eager Chiron, it's kind of how he's in the show. He's had a lot of success, and he kind of bucks the rules. If that's kind of the angle they want to go with him. If they wanted to go with, someone older, they could, you know, I'd almost want to do like a Nikolaj Coster-Waldau.
Huh. Jamie
Um,
Lannister, huh? Okay.
but he may be a little bit old at that point. Like I said, it just kind of depends on what kind of angle they want to do with him. And
He's
like I
also
said, I still think that it really depends. Azonia, Britai,
right,
Chiron, whatever you're going to do with one is going to affect the others,
right.
how you want to play it.
If you were casting, who would you cast first of those three that you're talking about? Chiron, Azonia, and Britai. Who would you cast first?
Um,
Which character? Not actor. I mean, just
yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
character?
Britai or Chiron, probably I would go with Britai first, barely. I think he just has like more screen time. They play up. There's like a side theme of Rick and Chiron battling back and forth in a couple of scenes in the show, but there's not a whole lot of character development brought from it, except that Chiron challenges Miria and she goes after Rick, and she goes after Max, mistaking him for Rick.
Right.
So yeah, definitely
And
probably Britai would be the first one, and then pick the other two based on that. If Britai is an older actor, I'd probably go with someone much younger for Chiron, who's going to be unruly and very very ambitious, just like Azonia in that case would be very ambitious. You can play off of it, that way.
All
right.
right, I got right here. Kay says for Lin Kyle, the guy from Shaolin Soccer, but the guy from Shaolin Soccer, I'm thinking maybe he's too old. Kay also says for Chiron, I think he didn't say who, but Boromir from Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Was it what's his name?
It's K Saki on
Yeah, I
on
know.
chat.
Yeah, hold on. I know who Boromir. I know who it is. I know
Boromir
who
from
the
Lord of the
actor.
Rings. Boromir. I'm trying to picture his face.
No,
Wait a minute.
it's Eddard
You mean,
Stark, but he's old.
yeah, no, do you mean Faramir? Okay, the younger brother.
Well, he put B with Boromir.
Yeah, that's Sean Bean. It's not going to be
Yeah,
Sean Bean. I doubt it would be Sean Bean. If it would anybody, I would think Faramir. That actor, David Wenham. He could possibly play Chiron if he wanted him to play older. Faramir would probably work better than Sean Bean. But that's
I
just my
have I have a choice for Chiron,
go for it.
if you're willing to. It's well, I really liked his role as Scarecrow in Batman. I
Yes,
also and I also
Cillian Murphy.
Killian Murphy. I really like. He always plays villains, but he has the look. I don't know if he still has the look now with his age, but he knows how to play bad guys, and he has the look.
he can play the Simmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be one of those calculating guys, the calculating type Chiron.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
yeah, I can
Maybe
see
he can play
that.
Grill.
But
Yeah, see, like I said before, it would depend on how the director wants it. If you want a quiet Chiron, then I think Cillian Murphy would work because he can do more with less. You know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah. So, and also, podcast everybody. All of these actors that have been chosen on this are currently not main major characters in either the DC or Marvel universe for the sole reason because they are in the DC or Marvel universe. So for those of you, when we get down to some other characters, are jumping up and down saying, "Oh, I want Spider-Man to play this role." Who's the kid? What's his name?
Andrew
Tom
Garfield,
Holland.
Tom
Yeah,
Holland. Yeah.
Tom Holland. Yeah, to play this role. Yes, Tom Holland might be great in that role, but unfortunately, he's Spider Man. And he's going to be Spider Man for the next 10 years. So, no, he will not play, whichever role he might think he might play. Same for Gal Gadot, who could perfectly play Lisa extremely well, except she's going to be Wonder Woman for the next 10 years. So, sorry, I don't think she would be able to play Lisa Hayes.
I think
So,
she exceeds the height limit on a warship anyway.
So just have any of those characters, any of those actors that are in the Marvel or DC universe who are perfect to play the role. And quite honestly, I've thought about it too, but I've automatically excluded them because they are in the DC or Marvel universe and they're major characters. So that's just a spoiler warning for the future as we go to the big three of the Zentradi, aka Dolza, Ritai, and Exodor. So our first big Zentradi bad, of course, is the Supreme Commander, Lord Dolza. Obviously, this man needs to be imposing. This man needs to be a guy who, when you look at him, you just freak out. Now, I know Trez's choice, and I'll let Trez say it. I will not spoil it. But 25 years ago, God rest his soul, the perfect man to play Dolza would have been Michael Clark Duncan. Period. I win the internet. Unfortunately, he died. So we cannot do Michael Clark Duncan. But he would have been a great Dolza. So instead, I went a different route. And those of you who are the nerds of the world, you can figure out the similarity between these guys because they played the same character, and that would be Vincent D'Onofrio. Great actor, great character actor. He has that intimidation factor going for him. I think Vincent D'Onofrio would do a very good job as Dolsa. Now, my friend Trez, however, has a different actor that in mind, and when you hear it, you will chuckle at first, but at the same time, will make you think. So, Trez, I think if that's a good enough intro for you.
you're gonna have to remind me.
Oh, he's big. He's tall. Can you smell?
Oh, The Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I rescinded that one in favor of my later proclamation for The Rock
Oh, for what? What was that? I refreshed my memory.
for Commander Leonard.
Mm, right. And as some people would say, if you put The Rock into the series, automatically it's going to be good. But I don't know. I'm not sure if The Rock would fit into this thing. And I'm sorry. If The Rock did his whole eyebrow thing while doing Robotech, I'd probably be dying of laughter so much that I couldn't take the rest of the movie seriously. So it's like if you put Schwarzenegger in here and he just automatically says, "I'll be back." I wouldn't take the movie seriously after that. I just could.
I don't think The Rock is gonna be willing to wear what Dolza wears. It's running around in a dress.
He would have to flex or something.
Yeah, you can't see his rippling pectorals in that getup. It's going to be in the contract. There's going to be one scene where I get my shirt off, Shatner style.
Very good. Very good. Okay, thank you. Next we have is Britai. Now, Britai is also one of these guys who's imposing. He's a figure that needs to command respect. And he's also your chief antagonist who eventually becomes your protagonist. So he needs to be able to cover uh, both roles well. And 25 years ago, once again, I would have won the internet because it would have paired perfectly with Michael Clark Duncan. Would have been 25 years ago, Avery Brooks. Yes, period. I win the internet again. Because if you look at the picture I have up is him in his Captain Cisco uniform for Star Trek DS9, and shave his head, give him his goatee, his voice. Oh dear God, that was Britai. End of story. That would have been awesome. And him opposite Michael Clark Duncan just would have been kick ass. Unfortunately, this isn't 25 years ago. So I would have to go to someone else that we briefly mentioned before earlier, but I think could pull it off today, and that was Idris Elba. I think he would make a great Britai. And him opposite Vincent D'Onofrio, I think would be good because the two actors, I think, could work well together. I know they haven't been in anything together, but I think they could do well together, acting off of one another.
I think Lancer, you're thinking that they both look like guys that look like came out of like an NFL football team. The buddy system. That you're thinking like they would be like the tough guys, like warriors, the way warriors should look like, right?
Well,
Because you're
they
talking
got
about
the look.
yeah,
They got the
the
they got
Zentradi.
the acting
The
style.
Zentradi are like warriors. They're built strong, tough, rough. They take the hits, and when you have a warrior race, they gotta look the part.
They do, but at the same time, I just you know these two characters also have to have the acting chops. I
Yeah.
mean, for regulars in Trotty, for the extras, you can find all the football players you want that will fit that role. But
Well,
for these two
well,
guys,
well, no, because I'm thinking because Britai is one of the larger members of the race, and same thing with Dolza, so they got to be the football type guys, right? Like because the lesser, because I don't know if it's a thing that the Zentratis do, but I'm wondering if size, uh, uh, helps to classify the hierarchy within the Zentradi, culture. Because you
yeah,
notice the bigger you are, the more power, the more higher you are. Because Doles is like the biggest guy. He dwarfs Britai, but Britai dwarfs everyone else. So there's
but
like a
how would you explain then Exodus?
well, Exodor is not a warrior really because he's the brains, and he's the shortest guy.
He's the Minister of Affairs.
Well, the archivist, if you want to go into Macross lore.
I don't know. It seems like he's like yeah. Anyway,
Do you have
that's just
anybody
something.
in mind, Mav, that would fit that bill for Britai?
I was thinking Gerard Butler from 300.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
or Gerald Butler. Sorry, if I'm not pronouncing correctly.
No,
Uh,
Gerard.
This is
Gerard, yeah.
Gerard.
and K says Ken Watanabe for Britai.
Ken Watanabe. Really? Okay. I can see that. I can see that, Kay. Yes. That could work.
And there's another actor. I think he was in.
Let them fight.
He was in the movie Children of Men. Oh,
Don't know it.
Which actor?
From Children of Men, the one that was trying to protect the lady with the
Clive Owen.
Clive Owen, yes.
Oh yeah, excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Ooh.
And then immediately after that, watch Shoot 'Em Up. It's like the same exact movie, but the
Yes.
opposite.
Yes.
Clive Owen, yeah. And the thing is, I always thought that maybe Soji Kawamori, when he made Macross, he must have been a Blake Seven fan. If you recall Blake Seven,
No.
the Liberator from BBC, it's like a sci-fi series. There's a character on the show that looks like a Britai. This
Not really into British television, sorry.
he's actually dressed like Britai too, like the whole attire and everything. Oh, I forgot what his name is. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, I'm trying to remember
Sorry.
because there's a lot of similarities between Blake Seven and Robotech that I see.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if Soji Kuramori or whoever was on Studio Nue was a big fan of Blake Seven, because I could see the crossover. Even the kite symbol that you see in Macross is kind of has like a sideways. Well, it's kind of like a sideways Federation symbol, but also has the coloring of the Macross kite, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
Anyway, sorry. So we got those two actors.
Well, I'd throw out in the Wish category would be Liam Neeson for Britai as well.
You know what? I've heard his name come up before, in terms of casting selections, and someone mentioned Liam Neeson also as
I mean, somebody's got to get
Captain
him off
Global.
those planes and trains and get him away from his family because they all can't figure shit out. Get him into something good, please.
Yeah.
He needs help.
I've
You have to have a stunt man climb a fence for him. Come on.
I've heard his name come up before to play the role as Captain Global.
We'll
could do
save
that
that, Mav. Save that, Mav, till when we get to Captain Global.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so next we got is Exodor. There's only one choice for this, gentlemen, boys and girls out there in podcast land. And Kay, I think you would agree with me on this one. Exodor is Peter Dinklage. Period. End of story. I win the internet again. And give him his Game of Thrones accent. Boom. Can you see him? Stage fright, go away. Doing that little dance or something like that. That would be pure comedy. And he's a great actor too. So, Peter Dinklage as Exodor. Boom. 25 years ago, however, I think it would have been, and one of you guys said it.
Steve Buscemi.
Yes, Steve Buscemi. Yes,
Yes.
would be Exodor. And 25 years ago, I would have agreed with you on that. That also would have been a great choice. As of today, 2018, it's Peter Dinklage. There's no one else I would want as Exodor. He could be your only big name guy, and I would be happy for the rest of the movie.
I have an interesting choice on this actually. Daniel Radcliffe,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. He's short. He's kind of weird looking, and he's an experienced actor. He can play kind of a younger Exodor.
And throughout the entire movie, I would be saying Harry Potter.
Well, I'm saying the same thing for a lot of these other big name actors too. I mean, come on.
I do.
Okay,
I
true,
do have
true.
one actor that could probably play Exodor, but he's youthful. He's quite youthful, but he does have the look like Steve Buscemi, and he played the role of Pennywise in It.
God.
His name is Bill Skarsgård.
You want to go with the Skarsgård family, huh?
Well, I don't know. I think he has the look. like a youthful look of Exodore, and
Ooh,
you know,
the
What do you
forehead.
think? You think youthful Exodore is an option? I guess as what's on the table now. What do y'all think? Does Exodore have to be an older person, or can he just be, a younger paper pusher?
well, I think I always thought of Exodore as he could also be a young person, but kind of like scrawny.
Yeah,
Well,
I never. I
you know
don't.
what
I don't
I would
think
think also was the another person I would think was pretty good in the new Star Wars franchise. One of the Weasley brothers. Oh damn, what was his name? That the top colonel always fighting with Kylo Ren.
Oh God,
Redhead.
the
Oh,
Colonel.
yeah, I know who
Yeah,
you're
the
talking
colonel,
about.
the redhead guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. The guy who was on he. Oh, what's his name? IMDb.
Yeah, the redhead guy. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
I get on IMDb.
Donald Gleason.
General Hux. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
General Hux.
Yeah, Donald Gleason.